Hello world. It's Saturday, the 22nd of January 2022, and we're looking at a forecast for the Worcester Magic Soaring weather for tomorrow, Sunday, the 23rd of January 2022. It's a bit difficult to do this forecast tonight. I'm sitting here by candlelight and trying to operate everything on battery and stuff to make a plan. We had a thunderstorm this evening, and the lightning has tripped all the electricity supply to the airfield, and so we have to make do with what we got. Looking at the T5 for tomorrow morning, we can see we have a maximum temperature up near 40 degrees again, very similar to today. We can see that the wind is starting as a westerly at 2 o'clock, and there's a bit of a wind shear at about 6,000 feet, and then it goes northwesterly and then finally northeasterly. We have a moisture and the potential for cloud from about 10,000 feet, and interestingly enough, there's this little kink in the instability line in the T5 diagram associated with that wind shear at around 6,000 feet. There's something happening there that we will try and understand. Going on to look at the boundary layer wind, just to try and get an idea of what's happening. There are three distinctive airflows. The first is a southeasterly flow. Notice this is a 5 o'clock chart, and it's zoomed out. It shows the whole area at the lower resolution. So we have the southeasterly flow. It comes in past Swellendam, past Robertson, and doesn't quite reach Worcester. We have a southwesterly flow on the western and the northern ridge lines going up to Hook. That's quite typical for summer weather for Worcester at this time of the year, and at 2 o'clock that flow is more westerly than the southwesterly that we have here. And then the third flow is a northeasterly flow that's coming down from the inland, and that's bringing with it the moisture and also creating these very hot conditions that we get. And that northeasterly flow just about reaches the Langeberg ridge line. So what's in line for us tomorrow? Well, the first thing I've looked at, these charts are based on the global forecast model, the GFS model, and that model doesn't show any rain for this evening or tomorrow, and I have my doubts as to whether it's totally accurate. So let's just say that it's not a particularly high confidence level in this forecast at the moment. First thing, looking at this overdevelopment, it's a chart we don't often look at. It's the overdevelopment cloud base, and we can see is overdevelopment inland towards the Karoo and some more over the mountains to the south of Worcester. Not huge overdevelopment, but there are indications of it. If I start at Fraserburg, deep in the Karoo, just to see what's actually happening, we can see the northeasterly flow is definitely there. We can see a very deep thermic layer up to 12,500 feet, and then cloud above that, and it's showing high level cloud. So yes, that inland type weather is still there inland. That's Fraserburg. If I go out to Swellendam, this is also 5 o'clock, I can see the effects of the southeasterly marine airflow. That is definitely coming in from the southeast. Shown on the chart, you can see this notch of wind speed, and it affects the T5, the stability near ground level. Also a reasonable chance of cloud development and some indication of cloud. But at 2 o'clock at Swellendam, it's quite soarable, and quite a deep instability layer still with the wind shear, still with the potential for cloud development. Looking at Porterville, once again, look at 5 o'clock. You see there's some cloud here. At the higher altitudes we get the northeasterly flow. Below this wind shear we're getting the southwesterly flow. So definitely at low levels there looks like there's some life in that ridge at Porterville, provided this high level cloud doesn't spoil the day. At 2 o'clock, same thing again, wind shear at about 3,000 feet, which is quite low above it, the northeasterly flow, but definitely looks quite soarable. Torbach at 5 o'clock, looking good, and 2 o'clock definitely soarable. Dodorans, just to see what's happening if we go inland, that's quite soarable 5 o'clock, and at 2 o'clock we've got a definite instability layer and some cloud above it. Same in Ceres at 5 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Looking at the ridges, this is now at 2 o'clock, zoomed out, we can see there's life in these ridges, particularly going up to the north, going up past Porterville. Although some of these indications might be convergence that's a bit inland of the ridge itself. 2 o'clock again, zooming into the high resolution forecast. Same picture, just something happening here that might be a bit more than just ridge lift. Five o'clock, still working, although there's some, this is convergence, not ridge lift, and that I think is also convergence. And finally, 5 o'clock, zooming in, you can see actually the Witzenberg is cooling off already, but there's something happening further inland. So yes, what can we say for tomorrow? Firstly, there isn't a very high level of confidence in the model at the moment. Things are happening which are not normal for Worcester, and the model isn't showing them very accurately. Second thing is, we still have that upper air northeasterly flow that's going to affect the day, and we still have a southeasterly flow coming in past Swellendam towards Robertson. But it's a different day to what it was today. There's definitely a southwesterly flow on the westerly and then southwesterly flow on the ridges, and things will work towards the northern ridges, towards Renoster Hook and a bit south. So, yeah, I'm not sure what kind of tasks we will get tomorrow. We also have to see how the day develops, because the airfield is quite wet at the moment, and we have to see how trigger temperature and so on comes together. But whatever we get tomorrow, enjoy your flying, fly safely, and hopefully we will have some electricity by the time I have to do the next forecast. Thank you. While I'm trying to stop this, I can say that I will put some links in the description as to where we find these forecasts on the internet.